Hello.
Wow. So,
are we like? Do we get to have two of the mics and everybody else?
no, we gotta split the difference.
All right, who am I sharing breath with tonight?
So tonight we're gonna do a fun experiment. To quote Jurassic Park, we've decided that we could do this, but we never took the time to ask if we should do this.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is combining pretty much every podcast that's at Creature Feature Weekend currently onto a stage to just ramble, really. Like,
To upset some people.
so let's bring out, in no specific order, but alphabetical, I guess. I don't know. The Camp Nightmare guys, we'll bring them out here. Jordan and JB. Also, we're from Horror Movie Night. I guess
You
this
might.
is our 400th episode of our podcast. No big deal. We've been doing
NBD, we haven't killed each other yet.
Woo!
All right, I guess. Okay, who's?
All right.
I guess it's you and me.
Then we're going to bring in, let's
Hello.
bring in the Jersey Ghouls next.
Well, hello. I was going to do the Will Riker step over the chair to sit
Also,
down, but
It's been
not
what,
tall
like
enough.
4 years since we, 5 years since we
everyone.
met them.
Yeah,
At a con?
we met them at the first convention we ever did. And then lastly, he co-hosts a podcast about Christmas with me, but he's also a horror-loving man. Dylan Lyles from the Christmas 365 podcast.
You know, I think you really screwed up by not having him on your side of the stage. You kind of like were Christmased in, and I
Yeah,
don't like
you're-
that.
So the theme of what
consume
we're
you by
about
the
to
end
do
of
here is we're calling it Tell Us Your Horror Hot Takes.
oh man.
Because I think everybody has a couple of them. So we'll start up here, but there's definitely a microphone. So if you've got an opinion that every time you tell it to your friends, and yeah, they just like grill you mercilessly, let us do that too. Like,
You deserve it.
yeah.
You deserve it.
All right, so we'll just work our way down the line, and then I'll try to see if there's someone at the mic, and if not, we'll just work down the line again.
So if I'm last, that means I have to definitely come up with a better hot take.
Or else you actually get booted off the stage.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Marissa said in our group text, like, if she doesn't get booed by half the room, her take is not hot enough. So
prepare yourself.
yeah, prepare yourselves.
Yeah,
I'm-
so who's this for? Was this your idea, just to like lose
is absolutely
fans
Matt's.
and get people? Yeah, that's
Look,
sick. Cool,
we
man.
spent
That's awesome.
400. We spent 400 episodes winning them, and now we're gonna lose them all and start from scratch.
No, I
been a
appreciate.
good
You know
run.
what? That's a bold move. That's bolder than trying to be famous.
Yeah. Crash and burn, baby. I'm gonna start with a very lukewarm take, actually, but it's
That's no, Matt.
No,
give us the fire.
here's the thing. We're gonna heat up. You can't start with the fire.
Listen.
We didn't
as
start the fire. I just got it
Why
burning.
is he the one with the main mic? It's not fair to anybody else here.
Only 80s Joel.
Only 80s Joel. All right, so here's my somewhat hot take, which is that remakes from 2010 and beyond are actually a lot better than we're giving them credit for. We've just been so burned from 2000 to 2009 on remakes that we refuse to accept that, like, I don't know, the Child's Play remake is the best film in the entire Child's Play.
False.
I really.
You know what?
This
No.
is called a
let's-
bait and switch, all right?
Let's start with it's not a Child's Play movie. It's fucking Small Soldiers rated R.
JB's
Well,
triggered by this.
so was Megan.
Yeah, but that
everyone
movie
seemed to
rips.
love that shit.
Listen, I will watch
Listen,
Chucky. I will watch Child's Play 5 times before I watch
If it
Megan.
doesn't
It's
involve
bad.
voodoo, it's not Child's Play.
Yeah, but I'd watch
But-
the Child's Play remake more than I'd watch most Child's Play movies. So
That's irrelevant.
I'm
Hey,
just
Marissa, I
saying.
just want you to
I'll
know that
watch
this is an
Small
audio
Soldiers rated R.
podcast, and you flicking off everyone doesn't sound like anything.
We need you to say "fuck you" individually to anybody who you intend on conveying that to. This is for the audience. This is for art. Thank you.
So, like, hear me out, though, right? Like, I have no fear in my life that a doll that I'm holding might be possessed by a serial killer who knows
Says the
voodoo.
guy that it's his favorite
It's because
subgenre
you've
of
gotten
horror.
soft.
That's my only fear in life. Is the
Right?
voodoo doll.
He should have
I
never
don't
become a
want that.
father.
I'm just saying, man, the 2000s made millennials
Yeah.
soft.
But
Y'all
evil,
forgot.
evil AI terrifies me.
What
isn't
AI
that
is not
just
evil?
AI
is there
now?
non-evil?
Yeah.
I think the least evil AI might have been Scarlett Johansson in Her. Or
she's
she's just like, I don't love you. I mean, which is scary, but it's not like kill you scary.
Well,
it's
it-
like
To be clear, I'm not
it's
arguing
less
that the movie's
genocidal.
not scary.
I mean, we're talking about in this past month, AI tried to make a journalist leave his wife for it. So, like, We're in a weird space right now in the world.
What if he was like looking for an out anyway, and like he's just like, honey, you know, I talked to Bing for a while and thought things over.
No, like seriously, he went on to like Ashley Madison and he just found a robot.
All right, well, Kyle, I think I've stated mine.
I don't have hot takes. I'm a very amicable person, and most times I'll find
annoying.
it's annoyingly so. Either
He's
I'll
so
apologize
fucking
for my
likable,
own
this
take,
asshole.
or be like, "Oh, I see where you're coming from," and I won't have. I don't argue with it.
This is why he's my favorite.
The only thing, not the only thing.
I also think it's his drug use that makes him your favorite.
You're not wrong.
I'm a fan of that too. Yeah.
All right, just to be clear.
I feel that this is a little specific, but we talked about Charles Band on one of our most recent podcasts, and I think that Charlie Band stifled anything that Stuart Gordon could have made better. I think that like anything that.
Give us an example.
So I think that, well, I think that if movies like Reanimator and From Beyond are the way that they are, Dolls could have been even more fun and better if Charlie Band wasn't like, Stuart Gordon needs to cut down everything that he does. If Stuart Gordon could just be an epic horror filmmaker, then that'd be great. But that's a little specific. And
Yeah,
I
I don't know if that's so much of a hot take as is a
it's an
take that
opinion.
no one's talking about.
I'll give a little bit of context to this. According to the very recently released Charles Band memoir, he claims that Stuart Gordon's a great director who doesn't know how to make a movie that people want to watch, so he had to bring in editors to fix every movie he's ever made.
I think that's wrong. I think that that's completely wrong. I think that that's wrong. Thank you. And I'm going to close that.
You got one.
I got one. and now my time is done. Thank you.
All right, so that was real piss poor. I'm just gonna tell you guys, The Exorcist sucks. That movie is the worst famous horror movie. You came for hot takes. It's a terrible movie. It
I
sucks
don't
in every
remember if
way.
it was Socrates or Reagan, but I think they said your mother sucks cocks in hell, and that's pretty perfect for you right now.
Scott,
I think it was
see your
actually Nancy
point.
Reagan.
Thanks, Kyle.
She does suck cocks in hell very
All right.
well.
What
from
about
I
it though? Well,
understand.
what about it makes it
I'm not.
so
I'm
bad?
not.
All right. Everything about this movie is so overblown. Everybody thinks it's awesome. First of all, Reagan is not a good actor at all.
She's a fucking child, dude.
Yeah, I understand that, but she's also not a good child. There are good child actors, and she's not one of them. Secondly, like, it's so boring. It's the most boring ass.
You're hearing some clapping.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy
So-
shit,
some
we got
people-
a hot take.
Yeah, it's supposed
It
to
only
be
took 3 times.
a little bit of both. So, I like how Arissa's like, oh, nice hot take. Now shut the fuck up. But-
You're wrong, but it's a nice
no,
hot
I'm
take.
not wrong. I'm just not on Reddit talking about it.
Yes, you are. Don't lie.
I go out to the local, like, D&D or Magic the Gathering,
Don't bring
meetups, and I'm
D&D
like,
into this.
Magic the Gathering, guys, you guys hate women, so, like, you probably hate
Whoa!
the Exorcist.
Whoa! Listen, I'm
Is
not
the
saying
horror
there's not a
geek trying
through
to
line
come
of
off as a cool
misogyny
guy right now?
in role-playing games in general, but like, whoa!
Finally, someone with a good hot take. I love this.
Listen, I played a lot of Magic the Gathering, and I grew out of it, but if you look at back at, like, the early 90s, like, every woman is... What? Yeah! Listen, the first bassist in my death metal band, he lost his virginity at the comic book shop, and I remember how the comic book shop smelled, so I know he hates women.
I collect VHSs and I am the vocalist for a death metal band. But fuck those Magic the Gathering geeks.
Damn.
I'm talking about guys now playing Magic the Gathering. It's literally just because I came up with D&D and Magic the Gathering instead of saying going to, like, some men's
So-
rights thing, which was a little bit more
Yeah, no,
pointed.
dude, fuck those
I
nerds.
literally just started playing D&D for the first time in my life at
D&D,
41,
they're
like
nice
2 months
people.
ago.
No, D&D's great. No,
It's amazing.
I can't punch down on D&D people because they're nice. I don't know any MTG people. I just, okay, well, we should play it together. I still have my old decks. I'm not any good, but I'm not gonna.
I can
spend
almost
money
guarantee
now.
you, like, 20 of them walked by you like 30 minutes ago at your table.
Dude, that's fine.
I don't know if you know, there's a
Literally-
convention full
Okay,
of
do
them.
you want me to rewind this and say men's rights instead? Because I was trying to be funny instead of just topical and serious.
Yeah, but nobody likes it when people try to be
To
funny.
be fair, like I'm kind of used to it. Speaking of sausage party, it's something that I'm fairly used to. So
It's also something these
I
boys
remember
know
when you
a
were
thing
on our
about.
podcast.
All right, I think we can move on over to Jordan here.
All right, I can't top that hot take. But I got a good one, though. Sam Raimi peaked at Evil Dead 2. I said it. Stand by it.
I'm with you.
You're with me? So it's not that, well, you can agree in a hot way. It can still be a hot take.
So hot right now.
I'm going to
very hot.
quietly disagree.
Oh, quietly? Okay, that's fine. You're like an extra medium. You're
Why
on.
quietly?
Dude, I fucking love Army of Darkness. Like, for real, I like... Oh, yeah! This guy likes Army
Oh,
of
no.
Darkness.
You want to know what here's the true hot take here.
Go ahead.
The only way to watch the Evil Dead franchise,
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead 2013, Ash vs. Evil Dead, nothing else.
Whoa.
Yo, and I would even be
Oh,
okay if you
Jesus
took Ash
Christ. I
vs.
have a-
Evil Dead out.
I would
have a
argue
theory.
that the first Evil Dead is one of the most horrifying movies of all time.
Love it. Love it. I'm with you. I'm with
What is
Evil
it-
Dead
what-
2.
What is it setting out to do, Scott? It's to be scary. If it's scary, it's
Scary
good.
does not equal good, and good does not equal scary in horror. No, absolutely not. Evil Dead 2 is just a better Evil Dead, so you can ignore
I'm not
Evil
saying
Dead.
it's not. I never said that Evil Dead 2 wasn't a better
Are we
Evil
gonna
Dead.
fight?
Mom, Dad,
I
stop
think this is what
fighting!
he wanted. This
Dylan,
is what
Dylan,
Matt
Dylan.
wanted.
I'm
This
so
is what you
fucking
wanted.
happy that my hot take caused an argument between
I need
other
to know.
people. This must be what the Joker feels like.
Yep.
You know?
This
He's
is
like,
literally
"And
what it sounded like inside Heath Ledger's head, like the last 3 months of his life.
I'm
Dylan,
like, yes, puppets.
was-
I
argue.
I like
What
that
was
your
your-
hot take turned into like me being like, no, fuck you for liking Evil Dead 2. No, I love Evil Dead 2. I just also love the other Evil Dead movies.
What was the first one
That's
you
why
saw?
we're making fun of you.
Dylan, what was the first Evil Dead movie that you saw?
I actually saw Evil Dead, the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
same
right,
here.
all right.
Same here.
Then my theory.
Well, okay, so I saw the first Evil Dead first too, and it took me years to admit I liked the second one more. For the longest time, I thought the first one was my favorite. And then I had to reevaluate my entire life. And I realized the second one's my favorite, and I don't like Army of Darkness as much as I thought I did.
This is Jordan's losing his faith story.
That's right. And the
Took me
next day,
years
I
to
quit
admit.
church, and the next day after that, I quit school.
Well, I mean,
I rode the rails.
That's right, and things have been looking up
I
ever
mean,
since.
I like that franchise because every entry stands up on its own, like in my opinion.
I
Oh, yeah, I
actually
do like that
legitimately told Marissa no more than 2 hours ago that I'm like, I'm going to say that there's not a bad entry in the Evil Dead franchise
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
And I don't actively dislike any of them. Again, I think Sam Raimi peaked and has petered
Yeah,
out.
there's a
Okay.
difference
That
between
doesn't
over
mean
the
he's bad
decades.
now.
Like,
He's
no.
just peaked.
Yeah,
know, you'll
but
bet-
like every time I like it when I see him executive producer, I'm far more confident.
Let's
and
just
like
say
when
what's not being said. You hate Drag Me to Hell, you son
I
of a
do hate
bitch.
Drag Me to Hell.
What about
Actually,
Dark
Son of a
I feel like Darkman is
Now
in your,
that's
in your
hot.
wheelhouse.
it's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
okay.
Darkman's okay. And then whenever it's okay.
I don't even know you.
That's right. I've got all kinds of
Thanks,
dark
guys.
secrets.
Thanks, Matt. You just broke up Camp Nightmare.
This is what you were trying to do.
Hope you feel good about that, bro.
So
I
you
do. All right, so
got Liam Neeson's, man.
let's go with you over there, JB. You've
right.
been talking some hot take game all day.
man.
yeah, Mr. Hot
right.
Take over here.
In the year of our Lord, 2010,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're talking about him.
That's who we're talking about.
Kevin Smith made, without a doubt, his worst film and arguably the worst film ever made, Cop Out. If you haven't seen it, don't.
Yeah, we can agree.
I saw it in
My
theaters.
hot
It's
take.
fine.
But just wait.
My hot take is this:
It's coming.
post Cop Out Kevin Smith is better than pre Cop Out
Jesus
Kevin
Christ.
Smith. Here's
You're out of
why.
your fucking mind.
Here's why.
He got her to stand up. That's pretty good.
Post Cop Out Kevin Smith is better than pre Cop Out Kevin Smith. Here's why. I'm not arguing that the Jersey saga is not amazing and didn't change my life because I am the last actual year of Generation X. So yeah, those movies changed my
Are you
life.
saying your Jersey represents?
Post Cop Out Kevin Smith is a much more authentic and like I don't give a fuck what happens Kevin Smith. Like Cop Out literally was like his rock bottom.
So hold on. To piggyback what off Scott just said, him being fuck, I don't care what anyone thinks, doesn't mean good.
I disagree. I think Tusk is an amazing film.
Tusk is
No,
great.
Tusk sucks. That's another hot take for y'all. We don't need to discuss that, but Tusk sucks.
I want to go on record. I like Tusk.
I
but
feel like
don't
if we
like it better
unpack
than
this,
any
it's
of the
going to end with
pre-Cop-Out
Scott
movies.
having a weird moment with a walrus as a child that he repressed. And like,
No, I also hate Justin Long. I got hot takes for days, y'all.
The aquarium's
He
a
hates
weird place for
walruses
Scott.
too.
Let me say, Justin Long as a person is a wonderful man. Loves his girlfriend, whatever. I just hate him in movies because he always plays the same character who sucks. Hey, you guys watch House of Darkness?
Yeah.
Case closed.
So JB, would you
Yes.
say that like Jay and Silent Bob reboot and Clerks 3 are better than any of the previous Jersey movies?
no, but listen to what I said
Okay,
carefully.
Go ahead.
Post Cop Out Kevin Smith
Yes.
is better than pre Cop Out Kevin Smith.
Are all
That's
the
not a
equations
specific
going on in
title
your
of
head,
film.
people?
I mean, that's
I'm not
that's
saying he hasn't
incorporate-
made some garbage
Anything
films.
after Cop Out is post Cop Out. So you're saying that those two movies are better?
I
You got
think
Tusk,
I
you got
think
Red State, you got Yoga Hosers. I would argue that
Was it? I thought Red State was before Cop
no,
Out.
Red State was
no, that was a
post-Cop Out.
post-cop-out world for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red
Alright.
State was the first time he was like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna make the movie I want to make."
Okay.
Instead
and
of-
I would say that's probably his best
Instead of
post-Cop
I'm gonna
Out
make the movie I think my fans want me to make, or I'm gonna make the movie that this studio is telling me to make. That's why I say that era of
Yeah.
Kevin Smith is
I want to
better.
dress up like a sausage and attack my daughter and Johnny Depp's kid.
Hell yes! Name one other movie where that happens.
That should have won the award for best sausage-based film of
Yup.
the year.
Yep, unopposed.
At least top.
It's a
Unopposed.
sausage party.
All right, so we've been talking a lot of sausage parties. Let's stop that by passing it over to Marissa, who looks like she could murder the man next to her for his take.
No, listen, I'm here for it.
She's cool. She's chill. It's
So
fine.
I
It's
can't
cool. It's
decide
fine.
if I want to do the one that's going to empty the room yet. I'm going to do my easy one. My hot take is that as far as new horror movies go, the only ones worth their weight, and I'm going to say it because I love it, is elevated horror films. That means fuck you, Terrifier 2. Fuck you, all these nonsense movies. There it is, y'all. I said it. Elevated horror for the win.
I can't even argue because I do look forward
ahead,
to all
boys.
of those movies.
Yeah.
So I
Go
don't.
ahead. A24 for
It's
the
literally-
fucking win.
It's all A24 movies.
No, it's not all A24. That's ridiculous.
I think I need a little bit more explanation here because I'm sorry, I got caught in the rabbit hole of what Kevin Smith has done, and it's not good.
Oh, wait. You weren't paying attention while the rest of us were
no,
talking? That's fucking...
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
crazy.
No, it's weird. I know. I
It's
hate
so
to say
unlike
it.
you.
Me not paying attention. But no. So by elevated horror, do you,
Yeah.
can we please
So
have
yeah,
like
so
a
I'll
breakdown
define
of
it
what
for
you
you
mean
real
by that?
quick.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
right. Like Cocaine Bear. I put it best, I think. No, I'm just kidding. It's a fucking horror movie where
I was really lost for a second.
Well, is it like you
by
get
the way.
high
Holy
and that's
fuck.
being
The
elevated?
bottom line is that elevated horror is movies that thematic relevance and the beauty and the artistry of the story they're telling come first, and the horror elements come second. They come together beautifully. Perfect examples from this year could include X and Pearl. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Non-examples would include like The Sadness that sucked my lady balls, or Terrifier 2. So yeah, I'm saying that if elevated horror is what matters and what we're going to be talking about in 20 years, there's my mic drop. On to the better Jersey Ghoul.
Wait. I do want a little bit more explanation on like. Obviously X and Pearl, but like, what's the gray area where it's like you think that it's elevated, but it might not be like
Jordan
obvious?
Peele? Would that be gray area?
That seems pretty straightforward. Like
straightforward
because like Candyman even is like pretty obvious.
Candyman. I love Smile as a
But would you
yeah,
consider that
Smile
elevated?
is gray area.
I mean, but it's about mental
Barbarian
health.
was a good swing and miss at elevated horror. Oh, sure. Yeah, and your boy was in it, Justin Long, baby, woo!
Yeah, well,
All right, that's my hot take. So if
okay.
you like elevated
Mine
horror,
is
come hang
apparently
out
that I
Jersey
really
Ghouls.
like Barbarian.
Oh, we're gonna do a second round. We'll get.
Oh, I'll get there.
Yeah, we gotta do.
Your boy's not talking again.
All right, Jackie, you ready?
All right.
Set this place to the ground.
So I'm going to say that not all, but most remakes are pointless and terrible.
I disagree.
Is that such a hot take though? Don't
yeah, I
people
feel
hate
like
on
that was a
remakes
real
all the
safe
time?
play.
I disagree.
It was.
At least on my show, I get yelled at constantly for dogging remakes.
I feel like you were just like, hot take, horror is a genre.
yeah.
well,
I
like
generally get dogged on on for not liking the remake. See.
So I know what we're talking about here because we're discussing Fright Night. Let's start with that.
Not specifically Fright Night, but we can bring up Fright Night. The only redeeming thing in the remake of Fright Night was David Tennant in leather pants, and that is it. And
Yeah,
that
strong
is-
disagree.
No,
There's
Colin.
no comparison.
It's
You not
certainly
hear
a
that
selling
Kid
point.
Cudi song?
great
that
vampire.
song's a fucking jam.
But no,
Damn,
I mean,
Dylan.
you know that I'm Mr. Like Fright Night. The remake might actually be better than the original movie. Like,
Dude, hands down. I'm with you.
there we go.
We all knew it was going to get
We
here
know we were
eventually.
gonna get there.
We all
Look,
knew that.
The fact that it took us all the way until 2011 for someone to be like, hey, you know what? A vampire could probably hide out in Vegas and never be detected is like insane to me because that is such a great plot point.
Or maybe in Dracula 2000 when they're in New Orleans.
All right, fair.
Like a city of sin.
Remember that the first time when it was still called Interview with the Vampire? Just throwing that out there.
I'm just gonna say Vampire.
Dracula 2000
pretty
didn't do
awful.
anything.
Did you just use Dracula 2000 to defend your take?
That's the problem with this.
Hey, man, Gerard Butler, though.
That's the real
All right.
hot take.
He's so
All right.
He probably wore leather pants too.
He probably's wearing them right now.
That's okay.
Just
I'm not
just
mad.
in his home with slippers but leather pants.
Actually, so Jackie's got a bid on eBay for the sweat coming down the inside of the thighs through the leather pants. You're winning.
Is it
just
a
so you know.
still suit? Like, what's collecting that sweat? No, you know what?
You
no,
only
no,
get
no,
to
no,
know
no.
if you
Let's
win the
just,
bid.
let's just move on.
Sounds like the
there.
talk of someone who's looked on
Excuse me.
eBay for that kind of stuff.
I am not bidding on it.
I'm only
Buy
a
it
man.
now. Buy it now, motherfucker.
All right, Dylan, you've been waiting patiently.
All right. So, taking the nostalgic goggles off, and
Ruh-roh.
They're glued
and
to my face.
maybe I have a bias because Tina Williams is the worst character in all of horror, but the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy is better than the Cult of Thorn trilogy, hands down.
It's not even a hot take, my friend.
I could not possibly agree more.
Like, and it may not be a hot take among us. I think we all, even like with these hot takes, we're yelling at each other. I think we all do have similar views of horror.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Don't
constantly
try to bring us
see-
together now. All right, don't be peacekeeper.
I constantly fucking
weren't
see this isn't as good as the shit I watch. There's no Danielle Harris in this nonsense. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So you just wanted to watch
Yeah.
another movie of Jamie Lee Curtis fighting Michael Myers again?
Wait.
Listen,
Are we
you got
literally
enough
just
of
talking
those.
about Halloween Ends, or are we talking about all three David Gordon Greens?
I would say, so my hot take is I would much rather watch those three movies than the
4,
three
5,
Cult
6.
of
Fuck
Thorn
no.
movies.
No.
I mean, I would.
I know you love Halloween 4.
I love
does,
Halloween
though.
4, but like the thing is that even 6 is more entertaining than Kills. Kills is
I
like
agree.
literally a worthless film.
I
in
can
my
get
mind.
behind that. So, all right, so hear me
But
out.
I really loved Halloween Ends.
Dude, I fucking
Is-
loved Halloween
and
Ends,
that's
right?
actually a hot take of the
That
month,
is the hot take
because
of the night.
People
So-
hate it because it's not the whole concept, the conceit.
It's
which was
Christine.
started. Well, I don't see it as Christine. I
No.
see it as it's Halloween 4. It's how
How that should have
evil
gone.
is a virus, and people were like, "This needs to be Michael Myers." Michael Myers shouldn't have even been in Halloween 4.
Gents, as much
Agreed.
as I love you mansplaining what a final girl's journey should be, I'm gonna stop you now, and I'm gonna just throw out there
Wait, I wouldn't
that
say Jamie Lloyd is the final
Well-
girl in those movies.
While, real quick, while I love what you're saying, I agree with you. I agree with you all your hot takes on this, but I'm gonna tell you right now that was Laurie Strode's story, and that's where they went wrong in that last one, is shifting it away from her and not making it about her battle with her demons, both real and metaphorical. Hashtag elevated.
I would actually say that the better Laurie Strode trilogy is Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O. I feel like it tells a more cohesive
Hell
story.
yeah, that's what I'm about right there.
Busta
That's my
Rhymes has
take.
given the best performance in any of the Halloween movies. So, like, we can't skip over that.
All right, my hot take. I'm gonna jump in real quick. Rob Zombie's Halloween's fucking ruled.
Yeah, it
Yes,
does.
they did.
Yeah, it fucking does.
Including
rules is a
Halloween
relative
2.
term.
Hey, Matt, I didn't realize your brother was here tonight.
Capital
I
R
would say-
ruled, or just like in a sentence ruled?
Piggybacking
Yeah.
off of that,
Yes.
I'll go one
Halloween
step further.
2 H2 gave me one of my favorite Halloween things of all time, and that is Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures Rockabilly Band album that came out from that movie.
I want to
Fucking
live
phenomenal.
at that party. I just want to live at that party all the time.
Fuck yeah.
That's fair. I'm gonna go one step further and say all Rob Zombie movies kind of kick ass.
Hell
for me.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Big Rob Zombie
I agree
fan.
with that.
So I literally
You
cannot.
got your boo. You
Dude,
got
the
I
your-
can't
Munsters
disagree
fucking
with
rules,
Riss
and I
anymore
don't care
tonight,
what
or
anyone
else
says.
I
Munsters was a lot
won't
of fun.
survive. So I'm just gonna keep that to myself. But no.
All right. So
Is it keeping it
we'll
to
bounce
yourself
back.
if you say it in a microphone, though?
We'll bounce back over here, and
for
I'll
the
give
show.
I'll give my hottest, probably the hottest horror take that I have. That we fought about this on this stage literally like 6 months ago. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Oh.
Freddy's Dead is the third best Friday
Oh,
or Nightmare on
Jesus
Elm
Oh
Street movie.
my God.
He can't let it go. He can't let this go.
Dream Warriors
yeah.
in the original.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are my two favorites. For Dream Warriors. And
I don't even
original.
recognize anything besides the original of Dream Warriors.
And Freddy's Dead? You kidding me?
Freddy's Dead is so much fun.
Scariest?
Here's the thing.
Than the original?
I watch Freddy's
Oh, yeah,
Dead
yeah.
through this lens. It's like John Waters presents a Freddy Krueger movie. It's so campy. It's so goofy. It was written and directed by like John Waters' personal assistant, which I just love, and I feel like that oozes through every scene. And she then went and made probably the best movie we've discussed all year on Horror Movie Night, the most underrated movie that we've watched in a while. Ghost in the Machine is like a fucking amazing movie.
Oh my God.
It's so good. Just-
That
that a-
doesn't
is that-
make
is that a
Oh,
plus
wait,
or
is
a
there someone
minus
at the
for you?
mic?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. It is very bright up here. Okay.
Hey, do you have an idea for a podcast but don't know where to start? Or do you have an already existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Well, check out WeKnowPodcasting.com. From concept development to theme music to editing to logos, WeKnowPodcasting.com is a one-stop shop for all things pod. Don't hesitate to hit us up. We're very nice.
Go ahead to the mic.
Okay. I was waiting for someone else to come up first, but that didn't happen.
No, you take the power. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah,
you know?
Oh,
being the
man, way
brave
to be
one.
bold.
Start
I
it.
was told to come up with this earlier, but one of my favorite genres of horror movie is white people trapped in places or a situation.
Yeah.
Right on.
And I feel like those don't get enough love.
Yeah, please give us a few examples. 'Cause I love that.
So Fall was a recent one.
Yeah.
Or like The
That's
Descent,
right.
or
Yeah,
like,
The
or
Descent.
white people in all of Australia in general. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the Mandy Moore one where she's stuck underwater?
I was gonna say
47
there's a
feet
lot
down?
of
I
water
don't-
ones.
Yeah, white people love getting in the water.
Open
getting
Water
fucked up
was
in there.
another
Yeah.
white people.
Would you consider Underwater, starring Twilight superstar Kristen Stewart, to be white people stuck
I
underwater?
haven't gotten to that one yet.
Ah,
but
me
I
too.
think
It's fantastic.
I want to see a white people stuck somewhere movie that involves like a Wegmans. Right?
Oh.
Because like when I think white people, I think
Actually, that's called The Mist.
yeah.
this is why we're partners right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Just so you
very
know.
that.
I set that up on purpose.
Put that shit in the
telepathically.
Whole
I was like-
Foods.
I was like,
Good.
Jordan, I'm gonna lob it. Hit it home, baby.
I saw
feel
some
like this
organic
genre
vegetables
goes-
in the
we could
background
probably
of some
do
scenes.
one right on stage, actually. White people
Yeah.
trapped on stage.
White people trapped on stage.
I also in that same realm, I am a writer and I used to work at a hotel and I was like, that would be the perfect setting for one of those white people trapped in a hotel.
That was John Cusack, 1408.
True story.
No, but listen,
White
I'm gonna
person
do it
trapped in a hotel.
Or
That's
in-
right.
Innkeepers, bro. Ty West.
Oh, that's right.
What about The Shinning?
The shitting. You want to get
and-
sued?
I think we just made a list of movies you need to see.
And then I have one more, and it's kind of the opposite of the elevated horror opinion. But I think that there's a lot of them, but Midsummer specifically comes to mind. Could be about an hour shorter if people just walked a little faster across.
Dude, that's
the
movies
Listen,
in general.
listen.
All movies should be 90 minutes.
Listen,
All movies should be 90
Midsummer-
minutes.
Midsummer
That's
at
the
its
hottest
core,
hot
if
take.
you boil Midsummer down at its core, that is a movie that is only about the worst possible breakup ever.
It's a rom-com.
It's not
She
even.
gets over a breakup.
But they gotta walk everywhere, dude. It's
true.
annoying.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
what-
it's like a rom-com but Ice Age.
Imagine
yeah.
if the Lord of the Rings, if they jogged the whole time.
How
you
much
know?
better would it have been if Send Me On My Way was like the predominant soundtrack in Midsummer?
Send me on my way.
Well, he's like,
Oh,
I know
boy.
I'm real insensitive to you. Do you want to do some LSD with me? Like, that's how that movie goes.
And she's like, no, thank you. And then the credits roll.
yeah.
We got someone else up there?
Hey guys.
Hey, Rain.
Hello.
So I think that the Halloween movie series should have stayed John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's original idea of them being anthology movies.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
And I also think that Halloween 3 was the best Halloween movie.
I love Halloween
Okay,
3.
yeah, I can get behind
I feel
that.
like that's a take that's getting less hot over time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
for a
because
long
I feel
time,
like-
that was a very hot
I
take.
think it's
That's a
because
take
we've all-
that's been cooling on the windowsill for a couple decades
Well, it's because
now.
we've all sort of collectively agreed to remove Season of the Witch from everything else, and just it's its own thing, and we love it. And if you speak ill of it, I'll stab you.
Yeah,
Like-
it's become more like rank your Halloween movies with Michael Myers. Like, don't,
Right.
Yeah, don't
rank,
yeah.
rank your Michael Myers movies.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you only get to have the second half of Halloween Ends in it, or what?
That's a two-parter. That's the
Oh,
second take.
also,
folks.
I was
Dude,
going
I'd
to
watch
argue
that.
earlier.
That's number one.
I hear what you're saying about Halloween Kills versus Halloween Ends, but I truly believe that Halloween Kills was necessary for Halloween Ends to happen. Like,
I want to
feel
hear
like
why.
because
I
there's
actually
a
do
through,
wanna hear
because
this.
in that trilogy there's
'Cause
a
I do
through
like
line
that
of
movie.
trauma and what trauma looks like long term, right? So the first one is the depiction of Laurie's trauma after 40 years. The second one is how her trauma has poisoned Haddonfield in general. And the third one is how her trauma resolves itself and how it still sort of spiders out, right? Okay. So I really think you can't have Halloween Ends without Halloween Kills.
So as I was watching that movie originally, I thought when they find the wrong patient, when they're calling the wrong patient Michael Myers, at the time I was like, there's no way this would happen. And as I just continue to watch America,
Was that
I'm
on
like,
January
this could
6th, 2020?
totally fucking happen.
Did you turn that off immediately?
Oh,
Did you
100%.
rushing the Capitol
Yeah.
building and be like, well, maybe.
Jesus
I think no
Christ.
matter what, that movie could have done with about 25 minutes less of redneck screaming. Evil
Yeah,
dies
no,
tonight.
I think I think my problem with Halloween Kills, which I haven't watched since the first time I saw it, was like when I did watch Halloween Ends, I was like, that was really fun. Halloween Kills added exactly 3 minutes of plot progression to the overall storyline.
Yeah,
though.
totally.
Yeah.
Like, I was like that was like my only beef with it, and that's a hard thing to swallow when it's also the longest film in that
Oh,
particular
totally.
trilogy.
Plus, like, we live in Frederick, Maryland, where motherfuckers always rolling around going, evil dies tonight, in like a flatbed truck. And I'm like,
that's
dude, I
just
get this
Tuesday.
shit at home, and I don't need it in the movie theater.
All right.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
there's another shadow up at the
Oh, man, they
microphone.
love it.
Matt.
They love it.
All right, hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
So my hot take is that unfortunately, movies like Terrifier and Terrifier 2 are our only realms back into the old school grittiness of movies like Joe Spinell's Maniac or Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer,
Well, hang
which
tight.
I think is probably peak horror.
So hang tight for a second. Just real quick, what makes that peak horror we want to get back to?
Oh, what makes
Did
that? Wait, you mean like the foundational horror that you're not supposed to sugarcoat the harsh realities of the world?
So Terrifier is real life? I just want to make sure I
Have you
understand.
watched the news lately?
I missed the cloud.
I have. I'll be honest with you, I watch a lot of news. I read a lot. I have not read anything about a reanimated clown demon. I think I understand what you're saying, but I think that a truer statement would be that horror has always been a reflection of the ugliest parts of our world.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that movies like Terrifier 2 are movies that are not shoved through test audiences. Stuff that, isn't being pandered towards most audiences. Like,
I go back to my all movies should be 90 minutes
Well,
long
okay.
rant.
I
90
also
minutes.
agree.
I see what you're saying,
90
because
minutes.
there's plenty of people who like Herschel Gordon Lewis might be a better example, right? Someone who made like Blood Feast and Blood Feast 2, who movies that had no stake in like a social statement at all, and they didn't care to, they didn't try to.
Yeah.
So I do think like as much as I appreciate I love elevated horror, and I also enjoyed Terrifier 2, and I think. The interesting thing is like Terrifier 2 tried to pull that nonsense where they're
Marissa.
like, we're gonna get the Oscars. We're gonna make them watch Terrifier 2 for the Oscars. You know? And I think like the funny thing is if you're gonna talk horror, like you can't ignore like the shit like Terrifier 2. Like it's doing something that's no, I have no problem with either one, but
I literally,
they're
as we were
doing different
walking,
things.
as we were walking to this theater,
He just
I
walked
asked
away.
a question, and the question was, do you think because we're horror fans, we're way more prone to use the phrase it's better than you think it is, because I feel like that's how I've had to pitch every movie
No,
that I
that's
try to
because
get people to
that's because we're
watch
ska
about it.
fans, Matt.
Yes, that's
Not
true
horror.
too.
Well, I want to,
Yeah,
Matt,
that's
I want
not
to add
better
to
than you
that,
think
and
it is.
we've talked about this before. This is not me saying my biggest issue with horror fans, but my biggest issue with horror fans is like
But
nothing is that was okay.
Can I tell you my
Nothing
biggest
is
issue with
that
Christmas
was okay.
fans?
It's either the biggest piece of dog shit you've ever seen, or it's your favorite movie of the fucking year.
and now-
Everything can be all right.
And now we have the hatenists, right? The people that
Yeah.
no matter what the property is, it sucks. It hasn't even come out yet, but dude, I promise you, it could be terrible. I promise you, it's gonna be terrible. It could be terrible.
Directed by Sam Raimi.
Why
I
are they
bet
even
it
doing
sucks.
this? Why are they even doing this? Fuck Hollywood.
So sorry, Kyle just pointed out that there's like 5 people up there. It's all right.
Come on,
Let's
yo.
make him
bring
quick.
it on, bring it on, bring
All
it on.
right, all right. I feel personally attacked by the last like 2 minutes.
Good,
of
that's good,
conversation on
good.
this stage
Continue.
right now.
Use that.
Yeah, I go over to Matt's house like once a week, and we watch dog shit.
Yep.
Every single time that we're there. And every single time I'm like, Matt, you don't show the worst shit, and we're just introducing my wife to progressively worse shit. But this is a particularly hot take that I think that Septic Man from 2013 is a better interpretation of the Toxic Avenger than Lloyd Kaufman ever fucking made.
I don't even know that movie.
No,
How
nobody
fucking
knows this
dare you.
movie. Listen.
How
Nobody
fucking dare
on
you.
this
Level of the
panel
sun
right now
high.
knows this fucking movie. Nobody there knows this movie. You're all gonna rent it for $2.99.
Lloyd Kaufman
All
just
right,
woke
thank
up
you,
from
sir.
a nap and he is pissed as hell.
Let me tell you something.
Lloyd
The man is
Kaufman
75 years
isn't
old. He will
not
still beat you to
spending-
death.
Lloyd Kaufman is not spending the 3 minutes to watch this movie. He's not spending the
All right,
$3
Eli,
to watch this movie.
we gotta keep this line moving.
Yeah,
man.
no,
Eli,
we'll take
no,
one.
right,
Septic
Eli,
Man
you're
is
right.
a
Thank
better
you for
Let me tell you
Toxic
something.
Avenger
The
Mike
than
wants to
two.
get away from you.
Eli woke
No,
up this
no,
morning
I'm
and
not
fucking
done.
chose violence.
No.
Are you the
I
director
chose
of Septic
violence.
Man?
I chose violence. That Septic Man is a better interpretation of Toxic Avenger 1, 2, and 3.
Some
This
men
man's
master-
just promoting Septic Man.
Some
Yeah,
men, Master
Septic
Bruce,
Man
just want to watch the
2013.
world burn.
Watch Septic Man 2013 and tell me it's not better than Toxic Avenger 1, 2, and 3.
We got it. We got
don't
it.
think
Sit
anyone's
down.
Security
arguing.
dragged this man
All
out
right.
by his ankles. Thank you.
Next person.
Thank you.
Let's hear it.
All right, if you guys are done gargling all the Halloween movies, maybe we could talk about
All right.
how
This
Friday
isn't a
the
Septic Man
13th is actually the most superior slasher franchise.
What is?
What
Which one?
is?
Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
Marissa
no
has
bad
some
Friday the
Marissa has some
13th
thoughts
movies
on
Like,
this.
except
Marissa
for
definitely
9.
has some
Wait, wait,
problems.
wait,
But
wait. Are you saying
everything-
the original Friday the 13th?
all
1979?
Friday the 13th movies except for the 9th one, like Jason Goes to Hell, or like kind of pretend that that one doesn't exist. Yeah, okay, whatever.
I don't disagree with him.
But listen, the only watchable Halloween movies like are 1, 2, and Season of the Witch. Like that's it. Everything else is crap
Oh,
after
man.
that. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm gonna say that I'm
I
biased.
really
on this.
like Dawson's Michael Myers. I love H2O so fucking much.
I was gonna say my like
Myers.
90s love and heart. Like I love the vibe of any Dimension horror film. It's like a warm
Yeah.
blanket.
He asked about Friday the 13th, and we're still talking about Halloween.
I know
Yeah.
we're back to it.
But no, to get
Because
back
I
to
like Friday the 13th. I don't have anything bad to say about it.
I look. So here's what I'll say about Friday the 13th. So we've seen this giant resurgence for like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch has like gotten like this newfound resurgence, and like we saw Freddy's Revenge get this newfound resurgence where it was like a movie that everyone kind of shit on, and now like we all agree that we love it. I genuinely believe that in the next 2 to 3 years, there's going to be a huge resurgence for like reevaluating and appreciating Part 5, The New Beginning, as being like a really
that's happening.
awesome,
Oh, God.
brutal, fun movie.
Oh, yeah, that
Oh,
movie
God,
rules.
That
no.
it is.
God,
But
no.
all right,
I kind of
Marissa,
agree
you
with
had
you.
a
I
hot
like
take
5.
about this earlier, so I want you to.
Well, I only have one hot take, and that is I think the best Jason I've ever seen is right here in the crowd. So that's everybody give it up for little Jason over here. He is my man. Yeah, that's what's up.
my
Scariest,
man.
best Jason I've ever seen.
There he is.
Was he the one that I saw having like a stare
Yes,
down
he's
with
awesome.
Michael Myers earlier today? Amazing.
I love that
wait,
you're like,
sleeves are even
that's
too
the best
short.
Jason, but I hate
got
Friday the
someone.
13th.
All right,
Go
what we got?
for
What
it.
we got? What we got?
Hi, babe. So,
the third Blair Witch is better than the first one.
Oh man.
And that's just it.
Oh fuck, dude! She said that in my house the other
Are you
night.
talking about?
I had to watch it.
Wait. Just for clarity, because I want to formulate my argument. Are you talking about Blair Witch, like the 2016?
Yeah, he's talking about
Weird soft. Okay, no, you're wrong.
You want to know why you're wrong? Because Blair 2 is the best.
First
the best.
one.
What?
He hasn't
Don't
watched
have
2.
any
What?
visuals.
What?
There's
Book of
just
He hasn't
dicks.
watched 2.
Most
There's
rewatchability.
just
Book of Shadows.
dicks.
Trust me.
Oh
I just
god.
want to be
I've
clear,
never-
for real. We have not watched 2 yet. We have
Okay.
not watched 2
Wow.
yet. So
I've
we
never
can't-
seen Book
we
of
can't
Shadows.
comment.
Don't worry,
roll
man.
so hard.
Like he's
Imagine
wrong.
this. Thank
So
you.
so
I've
I
watched
agree.
2 and I fucking love it, JB.
so JB, this doesn't change the quality of that movie at all. But I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and they were handing out flyers to see a movie called The Woods. It's a special screening of this movie, The Woods, and that was the movie Blair Witch. But nobody knew. So like you're at San Diego Comic-Con, they do this special screening. I wasn't there at the special screening, but everyone was like, "Dude, we just saw a surprise Blair Witch sequel," and I feel like that vibe is like the way to watch that movie. The second
I
they
love
named
shit
it
like that.
Blair Witch, they kind of spoiled the only thing it had going for it, which was like being a surprise sequel to a franchise.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Rather so. Yes.
Fucking wrong.
Who's next?
So wrong. Like so wrong that I don't have words.
Okay, my hot take is that the first Scream is the best Scream.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
I don't think
That's not a hot take. That's
I
just
would
hot
argue
takes.
everything after
That's an
Scream 2 is
appropriate
a flaming
thought.
bag of
Nope.
nudity.
Whoa!
You want the real hot take is that we haven't had a good slasher
that
since
tonight.
Scream.
Oh shit, Dylan got up.
Do that tonight. I will say the only bad Scream movie is Scream 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, hold on, you're just gonna tell me all of a sudden Sid's fucking brother was the mastermind of everything?
This dude just
That's
went
the
full
dumbest shit I've
WrestleMania.
ever fucking seen.
Listen, it's scientifically
fight me,
proven
bro.
that Scream 3 is terrible.
I will not. We're podcasters. We use our words, Dylan.
Why is
Look
everything
at you and I.
glowing in
Neither
that
one of us is
goddamn
built
movie?
to take anybody in a fight.
I'm sorry, I got a
You're
little heated
winded.
there.
Standing up winded you. You want to fight people? You're not. Neither one of us is built for that.
I'm sorry.
Dylan, we
Got a
saw
little
you
hot.
kick earlier.
Yeah, you did.
JB would have been fine. No, I mean, I actually. Oh.
I got one more.
Okay.
Oh,
I met somebody
sorry.
today who said that Scream 4 was the best one.
False.
Exactly.
Yeah,
False.
bring them
It's
here.
the worst one? Are you out of your fucking mind?
They said it was the best one. That's like one of the worst.
It's the worst?
For
Are
real
you
though, like
shitting
we are
me?
best friends, man. Like I want your energy all. What?
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the worst one. 4 didn't retroactively add a third
I'm
fucking
sorry-
killer to
I'm
one of the
sorry you
greatest
met that
horror movies
person.
ever made.
It's true.
Sorry you met that person who said that to you.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
you're okay.
I agree with whoever that was, so thank you.
Could you tell that he agreed?
I don't think
do we
anybody.
have?
No. I
That was
agree
brave.
with Scream 1 was the best. Not
Bree,
that
go
Scream
ahead.
4 was
Ask
the
your
best.
question.
But I don't think Scream 4
roll
is the
the
worst.
tape. Roll the tape.
Let her
Make sure
send
that
it.
was it.
I'd like to shift franchises. Are you okay? Are you
Yeah.
all right? He's not
It's
okay.
very clear that he's not
Woo,
okay.
okay.
So let's move past that.
I'd like to go back to Nightmare on Elm Street because you all kind of were discussing,
Alrighty.
but you didn't touch on one of the best movies of that franchise, which is
God.
New Nightmare.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
New Nightmare rules.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I got a little sidetracked.
Yeah.
I think I might have not said it to the mic, but it is the scariest Nightmare on Elm Street.
Definitely.
It's
I
fantastic.
agree, and I would say it is because of the meta nature of it. Right?
Yeah.
Like the idea that now they've gone. It's like Nightmareception. It's literally like Inception,
It's
but
weird
with Freddy.
when
What's that phrase? New Nightmare crawled so Scream could walk.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
very.
It's the scariest Freddy makeup for sure.
Oh, hands down. Yeah, dude.
It's one of those
that's a
weird
great
things
one.
where it does not exist without the prior thing, which somehow is not as scary. Which is so it's just an interesting equation that happens.
I've gone
there.
cross-eyed.
Especially for a
glad you agree.
franchise that had gotten so silly and different
So silly.
up until that point.
I mean,
oh yeah, I see you getting hot over there.
I'm just confused. What do you mean
are
happened
you-
that was so silly and
Are
weird?
you? Yeah, I was.
I believe the last film was one of the best.
Yeah, I believe that's called an elevated horror film.
Matt-
It's called Freddy's Dead.
I can't. Yeah,
Matt,
that started the
you
elevated
seem
franchise.
confused about the word silly and cartoonish.
I'm
And
sorry,
yet-
what I meant to say
and
was
yet you
dirt
described
trash.
Freddy 6 as though it were a nightmare film made by John Waters.
Yes, no,
so
that is true.
Both of those things cannot be true.
That is okay. So
he wants to get hot over there. He's ready for his take.
Or Matt knows that he's wrong and just won't own
I
it.
just love that movie. Like,
We know.
admittedly, it was also the first one I ever saw. Like, I saw it on like TBS or some shit. So it could be that.
Well, we all have fond memories of TBS.
Yes. Nothing says a great
Don't
horror
we?
movie like one that has all of the worst parts taken out of it.
All I'm saying is the TBS version of Do the Right Thing uses the phrase Mickey Ficky quite a bit.
All right.
I'm Mickey Ficky you.
Yeah.
Now
All
you
right.
wanna
I
watch
do
it.
see that there's someone back up at the. A
Yeah,
couple people back up
I'm
at the.
back.
Oh, she's back. They're both back.
So we were just talking about this, and so I don't know how to word this, but like I feel like since there was like Dead by Daylight, Ghostface kind of like became like a singular character, and that pisses me off because like Ghostface is not a character to me.
I think that's a rights issue.
It's a persona.
But that's also
well,
a rights
like,
issue.
I know that, but then I
Yeah.
feel like people like as like a fan base have like
yeah.
gone ahead and been like, oh, I love Ghostface, and it's like that one is what they're referring to.
Well,
but it's like,
but on some level, though, isn't the idea of Ghostface becoming more than just a person and becoming like an actual character of its own? Isn't that sort of the point of that?
Did
type
you
of
audition
character?
for Scream 6? Because I think that was directly out of that movie.
But I feel the resistance to that though. Like I feel because I'm not a gamer, so like
Yeah, me
I
neither.
have a little bit of a disconnect, and whether that's on me or
and
or
I
not.
think too, like I'm also just specifically like a really big Billy and Stu stan. Like I don't necessarily care about like.
That's
Well,
toxic.
I think, and this is.
I
mean,
cosplay Billy Loomis, so
Yeah.
like
I feel
just,
like a
like,
lot
in a
of those
shirt,
movies.
and so-
I agree with you because I think at the end of the day, with most of the Scream films, the best part in almost every one of those films, in my eyes, is after the Ghostface mask is taken off and you get to
Yeah.
see these actors put on like they're just performing to the cheap seats in like the most outrageous. No matter how dumb the twist is, even if it's Scream 3. They are giving 1,001% on delivering
so here's a
their
hot
insanity.
take to take off of that. I would argue that Timothy Oliphant has one of the best after Ghostface reveal performances.
Yeah, he's got a
in
pretty
the
good one.
series.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
I think the point is
Timothy
that
Oliphant is a
Ghostface
hot
is in
take.
all
Yeah,
of
he
us,
fucking
in
is.
one way or
But
another.
But then when like
And then-
Ghostface has a move set,
Yes.
it totally
and
takes
we all
me
learned
out
a
of-
little bit about ourselves
I don't
along the
need
way.
that.
To add on to that, also, this is not a particularly hot take, but Billy and Stu are also boyfriends.
They're for sure
and that's
boyfriends.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the hottest take.
Yeah.
If we're
Bro,
gonna be clear.
find me the Pornhub video for that.
Should I say my really dumb Scream hot take?
No,
that
you
Dylan
fucking
hates?
shouldn't, because
All
it
I'm
pisses me
saying,
off.
all I'm saying is, I already have the title for the Billy Steve
Stewie.
fanfic. It's too deep.
I will
Alright.
say one of the fan theories I
Fucking
hate
dying
is
here.
that Stu's gonna come back, and I'm like, "Yo, fuck off." His head was crushed by a television.
What if he
it's
comes
over.
back?
He's done. Matthew Lillard, great person. Let it die.
It's a shame
What if he comes
Scream
back
is
and
an
the TV
elevated
is
horror.
still on? You know, he just
could
comes
bring
back
it
and his
back.
head is still inside the broken television. He's like, I've been waiting decades for
Hey,
this.
it's MODOK, dude. MODOK Part 2.
I forgot. I'm going to get to you in 1 second. I have to say the dumbest theory that I've ever proposed, and I
Is
thought
this
that
the Tatum
I
thing?
thought that Dylan was going to quit podcasting with me when I said this. I'm aware that this is not true. This is just like, hey, here's a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Watch Scream and watch it with the lens of Tatum was in on it the whole time, and it is insane. She's like, come on, Sid, go to this party. You should go to this party. Stu was with me all night. Like, she's like dropping alibis left and right. She's not terrified at all when a ghost face is standing in front of her with a knife. So like,
So listen to this theory and now watch it and realize how fucking stupid it is.
Damn.
it's chaos. All right, sorry. Back to you up there on the microphone.
Okay, this is about the whole elevated horror thing.
Yeah.
Would Pan's Labyrinth be considered an elevated horror movie?
Yeah, I would say
Right,
so.
yeah.
I would say when it's primarily like theme seems to be the central
yeah,
core
I would-
part of the movie. It's,
Well,
It's definitely horror fantasy.
I would
Horror
say
fantasy,
I would
yeah.
say it's real high-end dark fantasy. I wouldn't even call it horror.
I think that it leads the way to what we consider elevated horror. I don't know if it would I don't know if it's because it's a predecessor in some ways in my brain that I can't.
Hell
that
yeah.
was Backbone. Yes. So that's the other thing is that because it has a material that already existed and then it's built upon, it's like it's almost its own thing. But we don't get elevated horror without the success and like the popularity of such. And that's why Del Toro is still the name that he is too in my mind. Yeah.
I loved Green Knight a lot because I felt like it went back to that feeling of Pan's Labyrinth the first time I watched it. For
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. I think there's still like a toe in that. You know, it's like so much has evolved from Pan's Labyrinth that like that genre is sort of left by the wayside. But Green Knight definitely evoked a lot of that in me too. And that's so hot of a take.
Yeah. that we really like dark fantasy movies.
Yeah, we dropped a steaming pile of take on everybody. All right, so I know that we got to get ready to get out of here. I'm sorry, we're going to cut off the line. I want to take the last 10 minutes for each person to like promote what they're a part of. So we're Horror Movie Night, so we'll just start down there with Dylan and work our way this way.
My name's Dylan Lyles. I'm a writer for the website iconversusicon.com. I also co-host a Christmas podcast with the lovely man at the end of the row, Matt Kelly, Christmas 365. And I will tell you, a lot of the times we're not talking about Christmas. So if you just want to check it out, see what it's all about, we definitely talk about, we're probably going to talk about Scream 6 the next episode.
We'll find a way to do it. This week's episode, we mostly just talk about pop punk music because we did one of the Santa Claus compilations.
Exactly. I feel like we talk about pop punk every other podcast.
It's that or ska. Yeah, we usually find a way to get there. All right. Sliding over to those two.
So I will let Marissa do the Jersey Ghouls, but I also have a podcast called The List We Missed. My friend and I are watching the movies that everybody else already has. So pop culture movies, cult classics, everything that won the Oscars that we have missed, we now watch those and we talk about them.
Yeah, hi. First of all, thank you, everybody. You guys were an awesome audience. Thank you to
Thank
everybody
you
who
so
got
much.
up. And thank you again to my awesome Jason. I'm Marissa. I'm with the Jersey Ghouls. We are also another podcast that talks horror. But if you weren't completely frustrated with everything I said, then check us out. You might like it. If not, check us out anyway. Then you can send us hate mail. It's fun. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody. And check me out at Ghouls Magazine, which is where I write horror stuff. And check us out at jerseyghouls.com. And find us on all your podcast apps.
Wait. Before you pass that, if people enjoyed you, is there anywhere they can see you tomorrow?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, come back and hang out with us tomorrow. We are doing the Kyoto Brothers panel. We are doing
the VFX.
the VFX panel. Come hang out. We love when the audience gets to take part in everything. It's a lot of fun, so definitely come check us out.
Well, hi there. I'm JB.
And I'm Jordan.
We are from Camp Night. This is the most reserved I've ever been introducing us. I just want to point. That out.
It's the live environment.
Dude, I'm spent. I'm not even lying to you. Like this.
He's like, I saw Dylan almost jump off the fucking
Yeah,
stage.
dude. Like, I am really rethinking some life choices after watching that. But no, we are from the podcast Camp Nightmare. We are based out of Frederick, but we are everywhere.
Yeah, we do stuff like this. We do conversational stuff. We have guests and have conversations with them. And we do stories. We do true crime. We do a little bit of everything. We got hot takes left and right.
But we don't call them hot takes. We just get high and argue with each other.
It's just
a lot.
It's hot when it happens. It's the energy's hot. Yeah. So we do everything weekly. We have all our stuff at campnightmare.com, or you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that shit.
Also, check out Jordan's studio, Gypsy Cab Studios.
Yeah.
He is also a filmmaker, has made some amazing work. Check it out. Is gypsycabstudios.com?
Yep, that's it.
Cool.
And tomorrow you can catch us. We're doing the Tim Baum from Dead Alive panel tomorrow, I think right here at 3 p.m.
Right here.
So that should be fun.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do all the horror movie night, but Scott's got something big.
Do I?
Yeah. Tomorrow night, what are you up to? Yeah.
Not compared to Matt. And that's a penis joke. Anyway, so tomorrow night there's going to be music, live music. Where is that actually?
I think it's in the celebrity signing room.
So it's over there. I'm going to be doing a solo acoustic, like 50s rock and roll kind of thing. I'm going to be doing some covers of Misfits songs and other pop punk songs and some originals as well. And at the horror movie night table, I have some of that 50s rock stuff for sale, as well as all of the horror music covers that I've done over the last 7 years. So come and check us out.
Aside from being a co-host on Horror Movie Night and hopefully slaying karaoke tomorrow as well, I'm a filmmaker, and at the Horror Movie Night table we have some copies of the documentary I did, Survival of the Film Freaks, which is about how technology changes the definition of cult cinema. It's got Joe Bob Briggs and Ted Raimi and Adam Green and a bunch of fun folks. And I'm a filmmaker as well. And you can find me. The Woodsman is a short that I did, a Christmas horror Tales from the Crypt short. That's thank you. That is going to be out hopefully Christmas in July. We have 2 more festivals that we're showing at, and then I think we're going to release it online in July, so to get people excited. But I'm not going to show Dylan or Matt. So that,
I was gonna say, hey man, we have a Christmas podcast.
because I don't want them to see it. No, but that's me. Here's Matt.
Wait, can you send it to me so I can lord that over them? Yeah. Dude, thank you.
I've
man.
already seen
Appreciate
it
you.
a couple times.
Appreciate, yeah. Or don't leave me hanging. Right here. There it is.
And I'm Matt Kelly. I am one of the co-hosts of Horror Movie Night. I also have way too many other podcasts. Including a Christmas one with Dylan. I do a podcast about Weird Al Yankovic with the band Wheatus. I do a podcast about vintage stuff and one about the OC and one about one-hit wonders and just Geekscape.net in general. You'll find most of them there. And I will be here helping with the special effects makeup application at 12. And at 4, I'll be moderating the Hocus Pocus panel. So come and check those out, and then I'll just be in the front row singing along
Oh
with
no,
Scott.
I missed my Hocus Pocus.
Little
hot
tidbit
take.
of information about Matt. His only weakness is that he cannot turn down a dare. That's why he has so many podcasts. Literally, all you have to do
Yeah,
is
they're like, I bet you wouldn't
pick
do a
topic
podcast about
and
Weird
then
Al, and I'd say, motherfucker, I'll try.
Just pick a topic, any topic, and dare him to do a podcast on it. Boom, next day.
And he's signing DVDs of Freddy's Dead all weekend.
All over.
So
I am
don't
selling
you
T-shirts like this
hesitate.
one. Come check out some of our shirts at the Horror Movie Night booth. We have cool. Apparently, we have 12 shirts. I learned today when I was putting them on hangers. But thank you, everybody. The Killer Clowns commentary's coming up. Thank you so much for everything. Love you guys.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.